This is the 2025 Genesis GV80 Coupe, and it plans to go head-to-head with the German car manufacturers, not just in luxury, but in performance, because Genesis is coming out with a new Magma line. But in the meantime, you get to drool on the GV80 Coupe. And there's a lot of competitors in this category, you might not believe it. There's a lot of performance, a lot of technology, and when you look at the price, and we'll talk about that in the end, you'll see why Genesis is making some huge strides in this marketplace. Genesis is known for the two LED striped headlights. Also, there are two stripes on the side of the GV80 for the turn signal. You'll notice the new Genesis logo and this clean grille, which we've seen on the GV80 in the past. But there are some changes as we go along to the side. The GV80 Coupe is new for 2025. It's a variant of the GV80 SUV. Of course, it only comes in 2 rows, but this is a very spicy version of the GV80. Our test vehicle rides on some new alloy wheels. I really like this design. It's very stylish, and these are all-season 22-inch tires. Kind of small aspect ratio, but it's about performance and handling and still giving you a comfortable ride. The GV80 has 10 exterior colors and 4 interior colors, and some of them are absolutely beautiful, like our blue leather interior on our test vehicle. Wheelbase is 116 inches and it has an 8.1-inch ground clearance. Carbon fiber trim pieces inside and out make this car really sporty looking, but what I do like is that sloping rear roof line that really makes this vehicle sportier than the GV80 SUV. Soft closed doors are standard with the GV80 Coupe, a very nice little feature. Warranty is the standard Hyundai Genesis 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, but it does include 3 years, 36,000 miles of concierge maintenance, and that will save you money. And the fact that part of the concierge packages, they'll come pick up the vehicle, give you a loaner car, and exchange it. That's a nice little feature with other brands charge a lot extra for. Coming around to the back, you're going to see that stylish upper wing, which kind of looks like a BMW X6 wing. Kind of noticed that right away. The camera is right here, and then you've got this nice area that has a dark chrome piece. Everything seems to have that Genesis pattern. You'll notice that same logo here. You'll also notice that in the quad exhaust system. Now, this metallic paint is really pretty. It's one of the many options. Do like the black chrome Genesis across the back. GV80 here. All-wheel drive, because all GV80 Coupes are all-wheel drive. Looks pretty good to me. When it comes to cargo space, there's 30.3 cubic feet of cargo space. That's 6 feet less than the regular GV80. There's also a really nice cover that is on top of your cargo area to hide your packages, but it does lift up and it is removable. The GV80 Coupe seats 5 people, and one of the things I love that this vehicle offers is real Napa leather interior, and that is standard. Now, how do you know the difference? Well, you can check that out on our channel. We actually show you the difference between a real leather interior, fake leather interior, and Genesis has stepped up and offered real leather. Bucket front seats that are 12-way power with lumbar and thigh extension, 8-way power on the passenger side. Both seats are heated and ventilated, both front and rear. There are 4 one-touch power window lifts, as well as power rear shade, and a flat bottom steering wheel, which I do appreciate, and it makes it easier to get in and out of the vehicle, and of course that's heated. One unique feature that the competitors don't have is a heated front console armrest, and that is really nice to have, especially during the winter, because we all kind of rest our arms on there, and it just helps warm you up. Heading into the second row, there's a lot of luxury. Now, one thing I noticed right away is that the second row seating is a slight bit higher, so those that are sitting in the second row are not blocked completely by the headrest. Very nice seating position. Pockets behind each of the doors, vents here, heated and ventilated seats, as well as a climate control, 2 USB-C charge ports, and a 115-volt outlet. Seats are really comfortable, real leather, which is really nice. Pull down the center armrest and you have 2 cup holders here, nicely built in. The panoramic glass roof does not come all the way back, so that people in the second row, like children, are not being baked. There is audio system from the beautiful Bang & Olufsen audio system and storage in the doors. They did a nice job. This vehicle's really nice when it comes to luxury. And I do love these orange seat belts, which you will see again in that Magma line, because that's all we're seeing is a lot of orange. Even though there's orange details in this car as far as stitching throughout, the interior is really premium and top quality. There are some really nice features that I like when it comes to the Genesis, starting with the ability to move the passenger seat from the back seat. Really nice little feature. They have that in the Hyundai lineup as well. Very smart. I really like the key that comes with the Genesis. Extremely classy. On the side, you have the ability to use Smart Park, which includes the auto start, which I do like if you're in a tight parking spot. Very nice little feature. On the other side, you've got your alarm, the trunk, and the lock and unlock, but all in a very nice, classy little package. Under the hood of the GV80 Coupe is two available powertrains. The 3.5-liter six-cylinder turbocharged all-wheel drive engine with 375 horsepower and 391 pound-feet of torque that rides on 20-inch alloy wheels. Or you can have what's on our test vehicle, the 3.5-liter turbocharged V6 e-Supercharged, which is a mild hybrid engine, 48-volt electric supercharger with 409 horsepower and 405 pound-feet of torque. My kind of ride. 8-speed shiftable automatic transmission with a fuel economy of 18 miles a gallon in the city and 22 on the highway. There is no 0 to 60 time provided, but it is really peppy in the Sport Plus mode. Premium unleaded is required on this engine, and there are 5 drive modes, including, like I said, that Sport Plus mode. And if you want more power, wait for the Magma line, which is coming soon. We've shown that to you at the New York Auto Show, and it's super impressive. Our test car rides on 22-inch by 9.5-inch alloy wheels on all-season tires, and they're all all-wheel drive. As soon as you step inside the GV80 Coupe, this vehicle's beautiful. It has beautiful, real blue leather interior. Of course, there's other colors. When we were in Korea, we saw they had white with red piping and red and just beautiful interior colors that you don't typically see in a lot of the competitors, where they kind of stick with the standards, you know, the black, the tan, the gray. And it's nice to have some additional exterior colors as well as interior colors. I think it's a huge plus, especially at this price point. Now, the most important thing is the pickup. I'm driving this in the normal mode, totally fine. There's a drive mode switch that's just behind the cup holders. You can turn that once and you've got Sport, little spirited ride, and the Sport Plus, which is specific to this particular engine, and it sounds good. Now, this probably is manufactured exhaust. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but if you don't have that as part of the experience, it would be weird. So when you're driving something in Sport Plus mode, I guess I'm going to have to learn to be okay with them piping the sound in, because they're making these cars so quiet when they're on the road. Because when this vehicle's in normal mode, it's super quiet. And so that makes it have the luxury, but then when you're in the sport and the more enthusiastic mode, shall we call it, you're going to be able to hear that manufactured sound. Now, there's a lot inside this car. Besides the independent suspension, the all-wheel drive, it offers a ton of standard safety features. Again, the competitors are always upcharging you, especially the Germans. Now, when you're looking at the Acura, which is one of the competitors, it's going to be included. But this has forward collision warning, rear cross traffic alert, the rear view mirror that is a camera, as well as the around view camera, are all standard and included at this price. Again, compare apples to apples and you're going to say, wait a minute, I'm getting a lot of value here, plus that concierge service, which I think is a very big thing for most people because we're all so busy. Now, looking at this vehicle as a whole, besides the safety, and literally you name the safety and I'll have it listed down below. It's quite a long list. And we'll also have articles on our website, Car Coach Reports. On this 27-inch OLED screen, you can do a lot. I like the clock. You don't have to have a clock. Yes, there's a digital clock there. Yes, I want more information. Some people want less information. There's a head-up display. You can adjust that as well. Again, depends what you want. I like to have lots of information. I really like the head-up because you can see it with these polarized glasses. A lot of the cars that I've been reviewing, when I wear these glasses, because they're mirrored, it can't see you, and so I find that very interesting. So I've got all the safety features on, although I do shut off some of them. Personally, I'm not into the lane change departure, but everybody wants to see that. One of the things this vehicle has that no other brand has other than Hyundai and Kia is these blind spot cameras. Absolutely fabulous. The best on the marketplace. Nobody's got, I don't know why anybody else hasn't done it. It doesn't make any sense to me. I've had people get in a Genesis product of any of the vehicles and they turn on the turn signal like, I'm in. And they buy it because of the blind spot cameras, because you can see what's really going on, especially when you're changing lanes on a highway or around a corner so you don't hit a pothole or a curb. Super, super awesome. The best in the business. Again, that's part of your safety features. Further along, you've got your navigation screen if you want that. You've got all kinds of media, including standard Apple CarPlay, wireless, Android Auto. You've got Amazon Alexa. You've got all of this stuff. Backup camera, really nice. Crystal clear. Again, some brands can learn from this. Crystal clear backup cameras are kind of important. That's why they're there. Can't tell you how many I've seen that are grainy that look like they're shot in a potato. And if you're in the audio business and the video business, you know what I'm talking about. Back to the car. Why does this car handle so well? Because they hired Albert Bierman, who did the M suspension for BMW. They hired Porsche people for suspension. They've hired Luc van der Donk for design. They've hired a lot of people from the German brands to make Genesis a premium brand, and the results have been exactly that. I'm seeing so much German flavor in this car that I was talking to a guy at the BMW dealer because he was just drooling on this car. He called it the Korean BMW. I guess you could call it that. Genesis probably doesn't want to hear that, but the fact is they've done a phenomenal job with this car. Just all the build quality, the Bang & Olufsen audio system. It has fingertip recognition so you can start the car. All the controls are very similar to the iDrive. You've got all your controllers here, or you can touch the screen, much like the German cars. You've got your controller in the center. You've got the ability to do the on-off, which I really like for that start-stop technology. And the only thing I'd like to see different is when this car goes into the Sport Plus mode, I want to see that steering tighten up to have a more muscular or sporty drive. I don't see that. What I'm feeling is a softer steering input. That may be fine, but for me, when I go into the Sport Plus mode, I don't want a soft steering wheel input. I want a firmer steering wheel input. I want a more aggressive drive. Now, maybe not all the customers want that, but if you're driving a vehicle that's an M line, not an M, not an X6M, but maybe a 50 that's got the M trim and the M suspension, you can buy a lot of that stuff, but it's not the same thing. And the actual M's and the RS's and all that you're seeing in all the other product, that will compete with the Magma line. I just want to see it be just a little bit more aggressive. Now, maybe that's me, and if you own one of these, feel free to comment down below. Overall, the driving experience is excellent. The technology, all standard and included, is fantastic. The seats are super comfortable. That is one thing I have to say. These seats are like leather, heated, ventilated, two-stage heated steering wheel. Just the features on this car have always impressed me. And again, that blind spot camera, that kicks butt, in my opinion. And if you don't have that in your car, you're going to wish you did. That's one of the things you'll wish you had in your car. And again, I'm shocked that no one else is doing it. It makes absolutely no sense. Look at that. Crystal clear camera. I can see exactly what's going on. Visibility in this car is excellent. Out the front, a large piece of glass. The sills are no problem. Good sized mirrors. And that camera in the rear view mirror is a plus. At first, I didn't like them. And I'm sure you may not have it either. But now I really like it much better than just having it on as an actual mirror, because you can actually see what's going on behind you. This is nice. All right, I'm going to go down from the Sport Plus for those of you that don't drive like I do. We're going to go down. You can do the My mode also. There's also a Snow mode, and the seat adjustments do adjust accordingly. I'm going to go down to the Sport mode. There is a Comfort and an Eco mode, and that's also really nice to have for those times when you prefer a more comfortable ride. Maybe you're bringing clients or family members and you don't want that aggressive ride. And the Eco mode's really excellent for going on road trips because it's going to be about fuel economy, especially with the cost of fuel. Overall, I like this driving experience. I've been waiting to drive the GV80 Coupe. We've driven the GV80, we've driven the G90 with this same driveline. I'm liking it. Well done, Genesis. There are some pros and cons when it comes to the GV80 Coupe. First off, it is fun to drive and it is a really good looking car, packaged really well at a very fair price. Those are a lot of the pluses of the whole Genesis lineup. Also loads of standard safety, which is really important, where the other brands and the competitors we'll talk about in a second, well, they make you pay more for the additional safety features. There was only one negative I could think of, and that was that it has slightly less cargo space than GV80, but I think this vehicle looks a lot better, and there is a long competitors list, which includes the BMW X6 and the BMW X5, as well as a Porsche Cayenne Coupe, the Mercedes-Benz GLE, GL8 Coupe, the Audi SQ5, and the Audi Q8, as well as the Range Rover Velar, the Jaguar F-Pace, and Acura MDX Type S. But there are other vehicles that sort of cross over and compete, so it's important that you test drive all of them. We've driven all of these, and you can check that out in the link below. Now let's talk about the price of the 2025 Genesis GV80 Coupe. There are two engine options, like I said earlier. The 3.5 turbo, that starts at $79,950. And our test vehicle, which is my favorite, the e-Supercharged, well, that vehicle starts at $85,750. So for $5,000 more, you get more performance and a more fuel-efficient vehicle. I kind of prefer the e-Supercharged. If you have any additional questions or comments about the GV80 Coupe, put them down in the comments below. Let's start that conversation. If you got value from this video, please like and subscribe. You can support our channel by buying me a cup of coffee. The link for that is down below. Also a link to our news channel, Car Coach Reports. We appreciate your time. Thanks so much for watching. I'm LaurenFix.